So on that note, Jeremy, we talk a lot about on this podcast the process of ideas and converting those ideas into actions and into real things. Because so many people, now that entrepreneurship is all the rage, have these ideas. I want to do this. I want to do that. And it's a very frustrating thing to exist in the I want to do place, you know, where you're like, I have this idea for this. And you can spend years in that place. And we talk about what it takes to go from something being a potential to something being real. So can you speak to that? And because you've done it repeatedly with many, many different ideas, they very rarely have stayed ideas in your head. Almost always, if you believe in something, you've at least put it through the ringer to try it in real life.
Yeah, 100%. That's a good question. I think early in my career, I didn't necessarily know the right ideas. Right? So you have an idea and you want it to come to life, but you think you know the right idea. When you're a young entrepreneur and everything you do, you think you have the right answer. And I remember I was doing this business, Vouch, and spent pretty much a year building the platform. I was doing this with my brother and some other partners, and we spent 12 months, a little bit over 12 months, developing the product, building it. And I would lose sleep every single night of, is this the right idea? Is this perfect? And then I would say like, oh, it actually needs to be this thing. Or when they scroll it, the animation needs to this way. And when we launched it, no one wanted to use the app. And what I realized at that moment
What
is
was
that
Vouch, if you don't mind me
yeah,
asking?
Vouch was like, we figured that Facebook, every aspect of Facebook, people took a piece of it and monetized it. So like Snapchat took the poke, and Instagram took the images and monetized it. Twitter took the status update. The idea for Vouch was what you really truly vouch for your favorite things, kind of like the like button. So we want to monetize the like button,
And
which is
this was like 2013.
this was like 2013. And we started building this app about what you actually like, and which is, I think, an amazing idea and really monetizable if you can make it work. So Michael could follow you and see all the music you like, and really you would vouch for your favorite songs, and Michael would be able to discover it. Or he'd follow me for movie recommendations or restaurants, and you could really follow people what they actually truly love and be able to discover. So the idea was there.
It was a cool app. I used it. Like I needed like a date place, and I was like, I went to Jeremy's like restaurants, and I found like a really cool restaurant.
It was like it was digitizing word of mouth.
Exactly right. And making it more than just a like, because on Facebook you press a button, you don't connect to the like, but if you're vouching for something, it lives on your profile. It's everything about you.
So you put some thought into it. Because you're vouching for it.
Exactly.
Like, I understand you like this one photo. Would you say you would go there again? You
Yes.
don't get a lot of it. It's very low resolution from a like. So
Exactly.
a vouch was a high resolution endorsement of something.
Exactly. So the idea was there, and we had all these celebrity partners, and we had great. What?
You just said that well.
Yeah,
Don't give me a look.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
So we had all these things working for us, and we were building the app. It took us 12 months, and I was lose sleep over every detail, and I launched it, and I realized no one was using it. And all the things I made myself crazy about that I thought was impactful, that was going to move the needle, no one really cared about. And all the things I didn't even think about, those were the things that customers really wanted.
Interesting. So what did you get wrong looking back, knowing what you know now in your successful experiences?
Yeah,
What was
I
wrong
thought
with
I had
that?
all the answers, and I didn't. And I think this new experience with Swag, and I learned from it, is that you might have a vision or an idea, but you don't necessarily know all the different. You don't know, get from point A to B to C to D. You have like the vision of where you want to go ultimately, but you don't know exactly how to get there. Launch something right away. It could take a week, it could take a day, it could be a month, but try to make it as fast as possible. Just get things out the door, learn from customers, and adapt it and keep pivoting. Like for Swag, we started making sales from literally the first week that we started the business.
Right.
We did over 300,000 of sales without even having a website, just manual sales, because then I would learn from our customers what we should build, and I would say, oh, this is really insightful. I didn't know that. Like, for example, high level with Swag.
Yeah, what is Swag? Just a quick.
Yeah.
Because swag is what is like the manifestation of like one of the. Would you say it's the first? Not successful, but the one that really took off on the heels of everything you've done. It led to Swag, and that's where you are now.
100%.
Right.
By far the most successful thing I've ever done. I've had one company that sold previously, which was a success. But this is
like Nachas parents, and Nachas, for those who don't know, is parents being like, now he's like, Jewish parents can say he's doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so it was Swag was acquired by a bigger Swag company.
much bigger
and now
company.
you're part of them.
Swag is apparel, it's graphics for companies.
Yeah, so basically Swag.com is really focused on the B2B market. So we help companies like Amazon, Facebook, Google, Netflix, etc. do custom promotional products. So branded t-shirts, notebooks, water bottles, umbrellas, pens, mugs, all the different stuff. We also allow these companies to buy swag, hold an inventory, and then easily distribute the swag to multiple different addresses. So if you're HR manager, you want to onboard a new hire, easily send swag to people. If you're an office manager who wants to, keep the company culture thriving, send them swag individually. Or marketing teams engaging with your best customers, etc. That's what swag was to the very beginning, but we didn't know exactly who the right buyer was from day one. That was kind of, but I learned from this previous company, Vouch, and what went wrong, how to change it. So first year, we didn't know exactly how to build the right platform for everybody, but we knew that we wanted to learn, and we knew that we had an idea of who the customer could be. So I initially thought the customer was the marketing team because the marketing team has the biggest budget. Right, you think of like a marketing team in a business, they have the biggest budget.
You're trying to like figure out actual marketing, who to target the sales to, which part of a business would this appeal to?
Exactly.
Who
right.
can I help here?
Your audience.
Exactly. And we didn't know. We knew we wanted to sell to businesses, but who within the company? There's so many different divisions within the company that buy swag.
But had the company been built, the product been built first?
Nothing was built.
So you were starting with
zero.
Well, you started with
The swag.com domain name. So my idea from the very beginning was
the idea.
The idea was this. I wanted to focus on the B2B buyer. That was number one. I wanted to focus on an industry that was incredibly fragmented, that was kind of broken, that had a changing buyer. So the buyer 10 years ago was like a 40-year-old office manager. The buyer today is a millennial.
Right.
So how do they purchase swag differently than they used to? And maybe build the right platform for today's buyer.
How did they do that? How do they make those choices?
It's very manual. It's like it used to be like phone calls, back and forth emails, you show up, it's really manual. And now we want to transition it to completely automated. You find what you like, you upload your logo, you mock it up, you check out instantly.
Can I take that back 1 second? Like